Captains, welcome. My name is Adam, and this is a prepared version 4.5 video. I don't usually do these types of videos, but I thought, well, I might as well. We're in Las Vegas at the moment, and we're at the Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra Airport, KLAS, which is the main airport in Las Vegas, and we're in the FlyTampa Las Vegas scenery, which basically launched, came out like the day before yesterday. And I thought, well, I don't do reviews, and that's what this ain't a review, but this is like a first look video of this scenery, and I thought, well, might as well do one, you know, see what it's about, see what it's like, see what kind of performance we get. Now, generally, in my sim, I get like between 30 to 50 frames per second, so I'm quite happy with this. When I installed this, very easy, a lot of options to configure it. You can, you know, specify your actual day of the month of the year, like you can with all FlyTampa products, and then specify how much traffic you wish to see in and out around the airport and everything like that. So it's really good in that terms. Then I loaded it up in my sim, and of course you get the usual errors that you get when you first load an airport in. So you have to come back out. I go into my Orbix Central, and I load up my vector tool airport configurator. I let it run, and then when it's done, I apply the changes and then reapply my shaders from PTA, and I go back in, and generally it's fixed. In this case, it wasn't fixed. It was still all hodgety-podgety. All the landscape was raised around it, and I'm like, right, okay. And I, at the time, had Mega Scenery installed for Las Vegas, so I obviously deleted that because I'm not going to use it if we've got this scenery. And I also, as well as taking down my draw distance to low, because Las Vegas is a heavily populated area, so frames are going to sink because FlyTampa is very resource heavy anyway. Another thing I did is I went back into my vector tool and actually looked up the airport in the two options below where it says enable and disable, and KLAS, and disabled manually the airport. And then finally, after manually disabling, this is what we got. It's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. So what we're going to do is we're going to climb into our airplane, and let's see here, what have we got? Well, it looks really nice. Everything is really detailed really nicely. Again, my frames, look at that, down to 18 inside the airplane. That's not good. That's below the specifications that I want to run my sim at, which is at least 25 minimum. So I'm going to have to go back into the FlyTampa configurator and adjust a few settings to try and bump up these settings, because at the end of the day, I don't want to adjust my world settings. I don't want to, like the buildings density slider, I don't want to reduce that anymore. And I mean, maybe it's a fix as well when we get that hot fix for prepared version 4.5. It will help fix it, but until then, well, I'm kind of stuck really. So anyway, I thought we'd take off up into the air and we shall see what's cracking. Now, I've never flown this plane. I'm in a default plane as well for prepared. So this is actually a default, came with the sim plane. I've never flown it before, so it's the Bravo, the Mooney Bravo. We're going to see how we take off here. So hopefully it'll just sort of take off. This is evidently designed for speed, this plane, so there we go, that's taken off. Now I'm using a joystick, so I find it a bit difficult, so I need to find my landing gear. So where's my landing gear? Gear, it's got to be that one, isn't it? What's going on here? Can't click it. That's not good. Can't click my landing gear. Gear extended. Don't know what's happening there. Let's have a look outside. Yeah, gear is still up. For some reason, I can't get rid of it. That's not good. Why can't I move my gear? Oh, there we go. That's better. Right, gear up. Right, so just having a look outside. Oh, we're going to try and not crash this plane. Let's get a bit more. Let's slow down a bit. In fact, no, we're going to climb to 5,000 feet first. We're going to climb to 5,000, and then we're going to have a look around. Now, obviously, once you get into the air and you move away from the city, your frames will shoot up. Not a problem. But whilst you're in and around the airport and the area, you're going to probably find things are a little bit... Right, so we need to bring the flaps up. Make sure my flaps are coming up. Yep, flaps up. Right, so we're coming up to 5,000 feet now. So I want to slow this sucker down. And let's have a look around here. So, as you can see, I mean, that is beautifully rendered. FlyTampa have done an excellent job. Oh gosh, were we pitching down a bit? Let's pitch up a bit. Trim up. There we go. They've done a really good job here at everything. I think the surrounding countryside there looks really nice. You even see some detail down here on the building side. Buildings look great. Everything looks really nice. Now, I also have installed, obviously I've got my mesh is FS Global Next Generation. So all the bumping in the background is done by that. And I've disabled my Orbex mesh as well, so that doesn't include any of that. But, I mean, just looking at the surrounding areas here, I mean, look at that. That looks absolutely gorgeous. You really can't fault anything, really. It looks really nice. And obviously, at some point, we have got as well the city somewhere. I don't know where. Hang on, let's turn around in the plane. And there's the strip, there's the city down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do a really low and slow approach going through the city and try and see what it looks like. And then we're going to land the plane, or maybe not even land the plane, but then I'm going to get out of my plane and I'm going to walk around, and I just have a walk around the city, because and we're also going to do a preview at night as well, because the night lighting on this sucker is just amazing as well. I think FlyTampa have done a nice job, I must say. Performance, though, you've really got to have a really good sim, you know, to run this software successfully. So there's the airport down there. You can see just there. We're still climbing. I'm going to trim that down a bit. I mean, you can't, honestly, you can't fault it. It's beautiful. Obviously, it's taken a while for everything to load in just because things are running a bit high and hot. Yeah, it's resource heavy, this scenery. So we're just going to trying to slow down as much as possible. So there's the main highway. I mean, I've got a lot running in my sim. Not only do I have Orbex running as well as the vector information, but I've also got like black marble and blue marble running as well. So I have a lot of stuff going. The airport from up here looks really nice. It looks super detailed. I love the textures used for runways, taxiways, you know, and it's integrated beautifully. I mean, everything does look really gorgeous. Does look really nice. Going really fast here. The speed is really picking up here for some reason. Ooh, ooh. Everything's super sharp. Everything's beautiful. Look at all the houses going off to the distance. You know, everything looks really nice. I mean, oof, gorgeous. Right. So we've got the city off to our thingy. So if I do a turn to my right, and a bit creaky this choice. Usually I feel I am actually recording this on the same computer as the flight sim, which I don't usually do. I generally network the recording to my other computer, which means I have to record in 720p, but I wanted to get the full 1080p for the video, so I had to use my flight sim computer because it's the only computer I got, to be honest. So it was the only one that would get me 1080p. I suppose I need to build a computer that'll handle 1080p recording and network that across. I mean, going off into the distance, they obviously haven't done the whole of Las Vegas. It's really just the city, the surrounding countryside, and that isn't done. But it integrates well. I mean, it looks gorgeous. Right, we need to lose some height here. So I'm going to take my engines right down, and we're going to do a little bit of a dive bomb because we want to lose some height, because we want to get over to the city there. Oh gosh. Coming in fast. Put the flaps down, just to sort of help with that speed. Kill off some of that speed. We need to be going like 80 miles an hour, I think, when we fly over the city. See, that's my only issue here, is look at all that stuff loading in now. It hasn't kept loading in, and it's, yeah, that's my only gripe, is the time it takes for everything to load in. It's a bit of a resource hog, really. So that's a gripe, really. But that's my system. It's nothing to do with the software. I mean, FlyTampa's software sceneries are resource heavy. They really are. You know, they're resource junkies. So, and depending on what you're running as well, I mean, I've got live, ultimate live traffic here. I've got loads of stuff running. Active Sky, you know, various add-ons as well. So I'm asking quite a lot for the sim here. So I may have to go into my FlyTampa settings and do a little bit of adjusting, just to get this, you know, running a little bit better. So here we go. We're coming down now. We're going to do a fly pass through the city, just so we can see some of the cool details. I want to actually try and get my view. Let's see, cockpit. I think it's that one. Where is it? No, not that one. Oh my gosh, that's so. Oh gosh, that's like FSX or. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's not that one. It's virtual cockpit only. Oh gosh, no, not that one. Which one is it? It should be cockpit really, but oh well. None of these, I guess. Right, I was hoping to get it just full screen, but and usually going into cockpit does that, but no. Right, okay. We're just gonna have to do it through this then. Here we go then. Try and do a fly through without crashing. Flaps again, just to kill off some of that speed. So you can see some of the major casinos here that's been rendered, and they all look fabulous. There's also some extra special effects added. We're heading straight for a building there. Let's can we go over here? Oh, MGM there with David Copperfield playing. Look at that. Traffic running through the city. New York, New York, hooray. Hey, forget about it. There, we're about to hit the spire. Oh my gosh, we're doing a Con Air here now. Coming through. I mean, look at this. This looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't know if we would have actually crashed by now, but I'm pretty like loving the view. We seem to be going down. Let's hit some power here because it looks like we're gonna crash. Oh, power! Give me power. There we go. I mean, Caesar's Palace there. Where can you get a view like this, guys? Come on, where can you get it? There's a Mirage. Look at that. Oh, I mean, look at this. It's just amazing. Really detailed city. This is the. I mean, I do have 2 other sceneries for Las Vegas. Oh, hello. Some buildings just disappeared, I think. A bit of a Thanos snap. Trump Tower there. I do have 2 other Las Vegas sceneries. Right, let's get some height here. Oh, hello. Little bit of an airport mishmash here. What's going on? Look at that. Hovering buildings. Oh, do you believe it? Oh dear. Yeah, I did have a little bit. Let's get the flaps up a bit. I did have a little bit of a thing. So I got 2 other Las Vegas sceneries. I've got Aerosoft's Las Vegas X, and I've also got FS Dream Team's Airport, which includes the Strip, and also Mega Scenery. Now, Mega Scenery, compared to the other 2, doesn't look as good. It does allow the skyscraping casinos to pop through, so that's pretty cool. But it just Mega Scenery, it's the ultra res city as well. It just doesn't look good. But when you fly high, the buildings from up high, when you look down, like the surrounding houses, they do look good. But Orbex, and they look better than Orbex, what Orbex would have put in. But when you then compare it to either Las Vegas X or FS Dream Team's version, it don't look good. It does kind of get a bit weaker there. So I do prefer their like either or. Now I found that I think it was FS Dream Team. Their airports was just for KLAS, whereas Las Vegas X included the other airport in Las Vegas as well. So what I did is I installed Las Vegas X, right, first, and then putting on top of that, I installed the FS Dream Team's airport for Las Vegas, and obviously that covered the Las Vegas X airport, but not the buildings for the Strip. So I kind of had a mishmash of both, and I found a way for them both to live in harmony with Orbex. There is a couple of things you have to do with your BGL files, but it did look fine, but it didn't look as good as this did. I mean, this is really nice, a lot better than what I had before, so I am super happy with FlyTampa and what they've done. So I will be keeping this, and I won't be installing the others, because they were also resource heavy. Now, my frames have shot back up in their 20s now, because we're out of the city, we're flying over it, we're like 6,000 feet up. So I need to trim down. So what we're going to do now, we're going to change the time. We're going to preview a different time so we can see what it all looks like at various times. So let's just bring the sun over so we've got like that. And I'll just put this down in the corner so it's out of the way. And let's do a turn to check out what Las Vegas looks like. Now, I don't know if the night lighting will kick in at this time that we've said, which is 8 hours ahead. So we're at like 10 to 7 at night. But I tell you, the landscape looks great. The distance with the fog, I love that, but I think that's more to do with the shaders in PTA than it is the scenery. I don't see any lighting appearing at the floor just yet. So let's head towards there for a bit. Let's bring the time forward a bit darker. There we go. That's what we want. So, I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. And of course, 4.5, the night lighting, you know, I would say is now on par with the... If anybody's ever used the Chris Bell's night lighting environment, this is pretty much what it looks like. It looks really nice. Now this is P3D default night lighting now, so it kind of makes that night environment a bit mute. I still have got night environment for the British Isles installed, and for the Alps I think it is, but I haven't got it for Las Vegas. But to be honest, look at this. I don't need it. You know, the default is absolutely fine. So, right. Flaps down again. We're going to do another slow and low. We're going to fly over Las Vegas when... Oh, hello. What's that sky beaming into the air there? It's like they're putting on a show of some kind in Las Vegas. Right, so... We're going to advance the time a bit more again because I do want to see... all the buildings down there, so let's see time forward. I don't see any lighting for Las Vegas kicking off yet. Maybe it's only when it's really dark. So when does it kick in? I'm not seeing any lighting at all, in fact. It was back into the thingy there. Alright, well, interesting. Maybe I have to apply it in order for it to stick. I mean, I'm not seeing any of the casinos down there lighting up. Oh, that's a bit weird, though. Right. Unless we're just too far away and maybe it kicks in when we're a bit closer. But the surrounding night lighting looks really nice. Frame wise, let's see how much of a frame hit we've got. Yeah, it's basically halved the frames, so it's really jerky here, not smooth at all. So there's still a few settings and a few tweaks, but hey ho. I do want to see what it... I mean, we are 3 o'clock in the morning here, so we're maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe that's a bit too... Let's go to 11. So, you know, I know casinos are open 24 hours a day in Las Vegas. And they're all lit up, like, at night. So this should be... Unless it doesn't do it through preview. We'll do a fly through the city. Hopefully, maybe. I mean, yeah, they should be lit up. Okay, we're going to try something. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm just going to hit apply. Right, yes, advance the time. This might take a little while to load in, so I'm going to cut the video when it fully loads in, so I'll see you in a bit. Hello, welcome back. As you can see, it's now nighttime. We had a bit of a crash when I did put it to nighttime, so I've had to pretty much take off again at night, and so I'll put the cockpit lights on so we can see what we're doing in here. And we're just about to turn around now and head back towards the city. So the lighting you're seeing on the ground, I think, is P3D default and not the Las Vegas lighting from FlyTampa. And this is all here, the lighting for P3D. And as we turn around, you're going to see a difference. You're going to see the FlyTampa lighting, and it does look different than what we see on the outskirts of Las Vegas. So as we can turn around, you will see the houses a bit more. We're still only about 5,000 feet in the air. I am going a bit too fast, so let's put some flaps down. See, there you go. You can now see in the distance the buildings beginning to come into view for Las Vegas and the night lighting that FlyTampa give us. And I gotta say, it doesn't look as good, to be honest, as the P3D default. So there we go. Now we've lined up with what FlyTampa give us, and you can see a big difference in their lighting. So what we've got directly below us is what P3D gives us with its new night lighting from 4.5. And what we're about to enter into is what FlyTampa give us with their night environments. We do need to slow down. We are going really fast, I feel. I'm going to try and do a low and slow over Las Vegas. To be honest, the lighting, I've got to say, I think I might have something wrong with my software, because the night lighting isn't as impressive as I thought it might be. I've seen some shots on FlyTampa's website, and they do look like this, you know. But then I've seen people's videos on YouTube, and they must have messed with the colors. They must have really enhanced the colors, because it's not as impressive as what we see or what we're about to see flying over. So I don't know what's going on. But as you can see now, we're entering into FlyTampa's lighting, which doesn't look as... I mean, it kind of just looks like white splotches on the ground. So I don't know what's going on there, but I ain't a fan. Trying to get us down low enough, oh gosh, as well, so we can do a nice little flyover. So another stage of flaps, I feel. Doing about 100 miles an hour. I want to drop down to at least 80, so we can do a nice slow approach over it. But yeah, as you can see the buildings in the background, like, as we're coming into the casinos, they're just okay. Although, I must say, my frames remain steady. My frames, considering it's nighttime, there's a lot of lighting going on, frames usually take a hit. I gotta say, they're actually remaining consistent. They're still remaining kind of similar to what the daytime ones are, which I'm pretty impressed at that. I think that's also down to P3D's hand at being able to configure it. So for me, it doesn't look like the buildings are lit properly. You know, it looks like, especially, well, these ones here clearly aren't even lit at all. So I don't know what's going on there. But to me, the buildings that we're coming up to here, they just don't look like they're properly lit. So I don't know what's going on there. Let's put final flaps on so we can dive bomb the casinos now. And we're going to try and do a low and slow over the casinos themselves, like we did during the day. So there's some casinos off as we're flying over on our left. We need some drop the speed. I can't really drop my speed of my propeller anymore, as it'll stop turning. Here we go, we're coming down. I want it to be a little bit lower than this, but there you go. As you can see, I mean, yeah, it's not really rocking my boat, to be fair, during the night time, I must say. I don't know if I've got a setting.
Caution, taxiway. Caution, taxiway.
Taxiway, where? Oh, well, she's... Oh, we're gonna hit the sign! Oh! Boom. Crashed. Oh, there we go. We crashed that one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a setting that I'm missing or something, but these lightings just don't rock my world as much as I think they should, or as they could, you know? There we go. MGM. The MGM Grand. Who's playing? Monte Carlo. There we go. Pull up again, I think. And there we go. That's pretty much Las Vegas. There's loads of special effects as well. And I've enabled them all. I've got all the special effects enabled. But there are water display fountains that you can check out. There are so many things to go and play with in this scenery. And it really is like coming into an airport in Las Vegas, day or night, I think it's a treat. I think I'm probably a bit more jazzed about the daytime than the nighttime ones. I don't know what's happening at the nighttime, but it ain't my bag, you know. But I'm very happy with the scenery. I'm very happy with what they've done. They've got a beautifully rendered scenery. In fact, let's do another preview time and let's see if we can get some really beautiful looking stuff here. So we'll just knock it back a little bit to where the sun is coming up. I mean, look at that. Right there, look at that. Off into the distance, you know. Whoa! Whoa! What happened? Try that one again. As we look off into the distance. Oh my gosh. You know, look at that. Beautiful, you know. Really gorgeous. And then if we go back a little bit further, we can, my trim, I don't know what's playing up here. We can see how well it does really nicely. Oh, I can do it with the buttons as well. That's nice. So we got that, and then it's sort of daytime, goes quite nicely. And back into the evening. Ooh, that's where it takes a hit there, right there. Takes a hit. And there we go. Woo! Whoa! Anyway, yeah, I do quite like it. During the day, looks grand, looks fabulous. Even at dusk, sort of in the evening, just before the sun goes, looks great. And then of course you got the night. And there we go. Right, well, I think we're going to call it quits now on this video. I'd say thanks for watching. And, you know, if there's a particular scenery you want me to have a look at, and you want me to do like a first look see video, then let me know, and I shall make it so. Until then, guys, keep flying, and I'll see you in the skies in the future. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.